Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat mga kabansa. Kayo po ay nasa Iparas kay Paras. Ito ang inyong lingkod, Ado Paglinawan, na bumabati sa inyo, Secretary.
Magandang hapon. Magandang araw din. Paring Ado, how are you today?
Well, I'm counting 1 to 5.
Anyway, mga kababayan, heto na naman tayo dito sa ating programa, Iparas kay Paras, at I want to say hello. Bumabati po tayo sa ating mga mahal na mga kababayan na hindi pa rin nakaahon sa economic, downtrend. Yung ating mga naghihirap dyan na mga may bahay, pinapahirapan lalo because of the increase in the price of gasoline, price of electricity. Hindi na nga makabili ng 3 beses sa isang araw ng kanilang pagkain, ay lalo pang na pinsala nitong administration ni Marcos. So, magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat dyan, at tibayan natin ang ating loob. Kasi there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. So, ano bang nangyayari ngayon? Mayroong isang tao na hindi naman sana manalo ito na senador kung hindi dahil sa mga akusasyon sa kanya. Pero anong nangyari? Nagpalit lang ng administrasyon, at there are secret hands na gumagalaw at napa-recant lahat ng mga testigo na ang lakas ng loob dati na magsasabi ng totoo, pero bigla na lang nawala parang bula. At ito, walang ibang may kinalaman dyan kundi si Marcos Jr. para gamitin na
Pambala sa kanyon.
Pambala niya para ikakanyon ang mga Duterte. Kakanyonin ang mga Duterte. Nagsama ngayon ang dalawang itlog. Itlog na babae at itlog na lalaki. Ito. Walang iba kundi itong si Laila alias Junel de Lima. Ito, pakita natin si Laila. Si Laila de Lima.
Former Senator Laila de Lima believes President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. must cooperate with the ICC investigation and consider aiding the enforcement of arrest warrant against his predecessor, ex-President Rodrigo Duterte. Quote, "Show to the world that you can do it. Show to the world that you stand for what is right." Unquote. De Lima urged Marcos.
Alam mo, ito si Lima, si alias Junel and Diane, mga friends of Junel and Diane, hindi na nahiya. Tinulungan na nga ni Marcos Jr. na makalabas sa kulungan. Gusto pang diktahan si Marcos. Gusto pang diktahan. Si Marcos nagsasabi na hindi dapat pwedeng makialam ang ICC. Hindi ka nahiya. Pinalabas ka na nga sa kulungan ni Marcos. Gusto mo pang diktahan kung anong gagawin niya? Ito tuloy ang sinabi ni Marcos. Nasaan yung sinasabi ni Marcos na De Lima should, she knows, she should directly deal with ICC. But I have said 1,000 times that ICC should not be given any, assistance in this country. Ito, pakita natin yung kay Marcos na sinasabi.
the dismissal of the third and last drug case against Senator Laila de Lima. May we get your thoughts on that, sir?
What further comment does it
Do you
require?
think, sir, it will impact, sir, yung pending probe ng ICC sa atin?
Well, maybe this is something we should show the ICC. Tignan mo, our judiciary is working properly. All our investigative services are working properly. Oh, eto naman. And former Senator de Lima has been acquitted. I don't. What further comment can there be? Dumaan siya sa paghusga. Na-acquit siya. So
It won't change a thing, sir. Your stand. It won't change your stand on where the ICC's jurisdiction lies.
I don't see what one thing has to do with the other. I don't think it is. She has said that she would like to help the ICC, but that's between her and the ICC. We do not. We still stay with our position that the ICC has no jurisdiction in the Philippines because we have a working police force, we have a working judiciary, and do not require any assistance in that regard.
So, hindi ka ba mahiya dyan, Delilah, na sasuggest ka, you are just brushed aside by Marcos. Sabi nga, tinulungan na nga kita, magkikialam ka pa sa aking pwesto. Nakakahiya ka, Delima. Madam Delima, nakakahiya ka.
Napakababa ng law regard niya sa presidente.
Oo. Sabi niya, lovely Marcos, ang wedding itong babaeng ito. I even went out of my way to tell the DOJ na wag nang mag-appeal. Nag-recant sila pero it's still appealable kung gumalaw ang DOJ. Hindi ka ba nahiya? Yung DOJ did not do anything to touch the case. Pinabayaan ka na lang lumabas. Tapos ngayong labas ka na sa kulungan sa hawla ng ibon, gusto mo pang makikialam sa governance ni Marcos?
Nagdurugo kasi puso ko kasi.
Nagdurugo.
Para na rin ako nasintensyahan for time served.
Anyway, pare, sinabi pa ni Marcos, you should be the clear example. Hindi mo, sinabihan ka pa, nilecturan ka pa ni Marcos, Dilima. You should be the clear example na the justice system in the Philippines is working and the ICC has no business interfering kasi nakalabas ka nga maski hawsyaw yung paglabas mo, nakalabas ka. So, that's, sabi ni Marcos, that's more than enough to show that the ICC has no business here. And yet, nakikisaw-saw ka pa, Dilima.
Kasi
ano ba naman yan?
Napaka-bad advice naman yan. Any president will not do that. You know why? Pag umalis ang presidente sa poder, baka siya susunod na ICC. Nako.
In fact, right now, which we will discuss later, the people who believe in the justice system, who are former Filipinos but have felt they are still Filipinos and mahal nila yung bansa natin in the person of Attorney Arnedo Valera, together with so many other Filipino Americans, have gone out of their way to go to the United Nations to protest the human right violation of Marcos. That's another story we will discuss later. Pero in the meantime, nakikialam din ito si Dilima sa mga Duterte. ito, kinakaaway niya si Panelo. I know they are in the same category.
Patas sila.
Patas ang category nito, pero mas nakakalamang ng konti si Panelo sa kanya. Tingnan natin.
Magaling magdamit yun.
Magaling magdamit. Out of this world.
Tsaka karaoke.
Tingnan natin kung anong pinag-aawayan ng dalawang ano ba pangalan nito? Okay, pakita natin.
About the comment of it wasn't an injustice to essentially put you in jail because it's a punishment for your persecution. There seems to be a thinking that your persecution was personal.
That very statement actually betrays the reason for the filing of cases. So it's not about that I was allegedly involved in illegal drug trade.
Nakakatawa itong si Devila I think many believe that your persecution is personal. Uhula na naman ito Nagkasama itong Lima at itong Davila, mga Duterte haters. At it seems this Davila has not really matured from her hatred for Duterte. Natanggal yung ABS-CBN. Ngayon, gagatungan pa niya si Lima. Ito, patuloy natin.
Interesting.
That I was conspiring, or I conspired with all those drug lords in the New Bilibid prison. So they're now saying, and they're now admitting, that they filed cases against me, they jailed me as a punishment for the investigations that I conducted against Mr. Duterte.
So ironically, Panelo helped your...
Yes.
They are now admitting. Who are admitting? It's only the Marcos minions who are admitting because they are helping you. But the real people, the people who believe in Duterte, the people who were a witness, including Attorney Topacio, who was the lawyer of the witnesses, paano naman sila maniniwala na hawsyaw yung pagdakip sa'yo? Even Bit Aguirre has testified that hindi totoo yung pinagsasabi mo, yung si anong pangalan ng NBI na nag-recant at ano sa Bilibid, nag-serve doon sa Bilibid, nag-recant. Sabi ni Bit Aguirre, how can that be? He was the one who volunteered the information na talagang nakipagsabwatan si Lima sa mga drug lords doon sa ano. It's just unfortunate that there was change of administration. Kung tumagal pa lang ng 1 o 2 taon si Duterte, baka talagang you are in big trouble.
Makakahon ka.
You would have been in big trouble because those people will not recant because they will tell the truth. At ngayon, you are giving people a new narrative. Wag naman. It's more than enough nakakalabas ka. Wag ka namang magsisinungaling pa at dami-dami mo pang mga ikikwentong kutsero. Kasabwat mo si Karen Davila. Ipakita natin uli.
We were
Proves your point.
crying all along persecution.
Yeah.
This is not a prosecution, but persecution. With that kind of statement, it says it all. No, he just confirmed what we were saying all along. So this is not an honest-to-goodness case, but simply to get back at me as, in his words, punishment for my alleged persecution of Mr. Duterte. And I categorically deny that I engage in any kind of persecution against Mr. Duterte because I was just doing my job, both as a CHR chairperson then, when investigating the DDS killings, and when as a senator, the EJ case committed under the war on drugs.
So let's give a brief history here to the viewers who may have forgotten. So when you were once the chair of the Commission on Human Rights, and you started in an investigation into the Davao Death Squad.
Oh my God. Alam mo, ang totoo dyan, talaga.
They keep on loading the question.
Oo, totoo talaga dyan. Nakialam talaga yan. Hindi daw niya pinipersecute si Duterte. And the truth is, she really did. Kasi, magkalaban si Duterte at saka si Boy Nograles. Ni-request siya ni former Speaker Boy Nograles. At she did an investigation on Duterte which was based on politics. Yun ang totoo. Tapos ngayon, kung ano-anong pinagdadaldal mo, walang katutulan yung mga pinagdadaldal yung dalawa ni Karen Davila. Puro kayo mga anti-Duterte. Who will believe you?
Bengatibo.
Mga bingatibo kayo. Who will believe you na totoo yung pinagdadaldal nyo? Sino bang mga ini-interview nitong Davila nito? Llamas. Ikaw. Sino pang mga anti-Duterte na mga ini-interview niya para makuha niya yung kanyang feeling of security, so to speak. So, yun po mga kababayan, ituloy natin.
To be fair, when Duterte was not yet president.
Mayor, still
yeah,
mayor.
he was still mayor and you already started that investigation. There was no inkling from anyone that he would be president or even run for president. So you really initiated that investigation based on reports that you got as CHR chair.
Correct.
When you won as a senator, you continued the investigation but widened it already to the EJK killings of the drug war.
Yes.
And you were the only senator doing that.
Yes. I was the only senator who filed the resolution as early as July 13. So that's just about 13 days from assumption into office of the elected officials then, from the president all the way down in 2016. Because July 1 was the assumption into office, June 30 was the oath-taking. But since I saw already, even before the assumption into office, but from right after the elections, killings started to happen almost on a daily basis. So I didn't lose time, I didn't waste any time, and I decided to file it 13 days after assumption into office, our assumption into office, him as a president and me as a senator. And some were actually dissuading me from doing that. It's too early. He might again, you will certainly again incur his ire. Well, remember remember in 2009, the CHR.
That's a lot of baloney. We don't have to prolong this self-serving discussion. Pero ito lang po.
At least binigyan natin siya ng spasyo.
Ng spasyo.
Baka...
Pero ito lang po, ipahabilin natin kay Marcos. Binoljak na siya ni Marcos, pero this woman will not stop. Ito lang po, Mr. President Bongbong Macoy Jr., mag-ingat ka dito sa babae na ito. Kasi, noong panahon ni Macapagal Arroyo, she was just a lawyer sa COMELEC, practicing. Out of the blue, kung sino mga bumubulong kay GMA, kinuha na human rights. Anong pangalan? Chairman of the Human Rights Commission. Nung nagkataon na may napalapit na siya dito kay Abnoy, anong ginawa? Tinraidor si GMA. Someone who fed her hands to her, tinraidor, pinahuli pa sa airport. Gaano ka traidor ito, ang taong na to? Ngayon,
she's vicious.
Ngayon, kay Noynoy Aquino siya dati, Penklawan, Dilawan, ngayon, Marcos advocate naman. iniwanan na niya yung mga pagmamahal niya kay Aquino.
Bye-bye, Rojas.
Bye-bye, Rojas. Bye-bye, Noynoy. I am now a Marcos loyalist. Kaya lang, nakakahiya.
Bye-bye,
dahil
Lenny.
Marcos binoljak ka. Hindi pinakinggan yung iyong suggestion. Sabi ni Marcos, you can go directly to the ICC. At the
That's
justice system is working. Kaya nga nakalabas ka eh.
That's between you and the ICC.
What a slap on the face by BBM. Akala niya, maluloko niya si Marcos. Sabi ni Marcos, binigyan na nga kita. Gusto mo pang kainin yung ko?
Kamay.
Kamay ko.
Kagatin.
Gusto mo pang kagatin yung kamay ko.
Kaya nga sabi ko, ang baba ng law regard niya kay Marcos.
Anyway, talking of another another person, dapat sana tumahimik na ito withdraw ko na nga yung kaso dito makulong na nga sana ito pero being a friendly person,
Another clown.
he extended his arm to me, friendship. I glad I easily forgive. And since the judge would want me to appear personally kasi ayaw maniwala ng judge na talagang winidraw ko yung kaso in fairness to this guy, nag-testify pa ako. Going out of my way to embrace this person who made hell against President Duterte. At ngayon, pinagbigyan na natin, nagdadaldal na naman. Pakinggan nga natin to.
Nagahasik lang lagim na naman.
Itong guy by the name of Trillanes. Pakinggan nga natin kung ano na naman kabulastugan na ginagawa nito ngayon.
Former Senator Antonio Trillanes calls on the so-called fake forces to forge an alliance with the Marcos administration. Trillanes made this statement after the Duterte family announced their plans to penetrate the Senate. The former senator said the Dutertes could block the president's legislative agenda in his last 3 years in office. He added that they could also be a threat to national security as the Dutertes are known for being pro-China.
I am encouraging the pink forces to consider forging a tactical alliance with the Marcos administration nang sa ganon masigurado natin hindi mangyari ang senaryo na yan.
Ako, I don't know what
Pasa na daw siya ng letter, di ba?
Actually, ayaw niya sabihin kung sino, but he passed a letter nga to Malacanang and he also passed a letter to the other side na ayaw niya i-confirm kung sino pa.
The other side, he actually confirmed sila Bam Aquino,
No, he said na possible, pero nung tinanong
Kiko
kasi,
Pangilinan.
when he was asked kung he talked to the senators, he said may mga others pa siyang kinausap.
Pinagtatawanan siya ng announcer na babae. Parang, what is this guy saying? Out of this world. Gusto pang makipag-sabwatan Alam mo, alam na ng mundo na nakapag-sabwatan na kayo. Since the time you started blurting your mouth, you already sold yourself to the devil, so to speak. So, what is it? Pero, sabi siguro ni Marcos, ano pang ginagawa nitong Trillanes na ito? Hindi naman ito team player. Kalaban pa ito ni Enrile. Bakit natin tatanggapin ito? Bakit siyang mag-aano ng mga pinklawan? Hindi naman, outsider naman ito sa mga pinklawan. The real pinklawan, yung mga Lenny Robredo. Yung Barry Gutierrez, andiyan na sa Malacanang. Yung Llamas, bata-bata na kasama ni Hontevirus, kung ano-ano nang pinagdadaldal in favor of Marcos. So, matagal nang lumipat kayo. You don't have to write a letter to Marcos na magsabwatan kayo ng pinklawan. At sabihin ni Marcos, why should I receive you? I won 31 million votes without you. So what else do I need from you? Mga pinklawan. Kayo ngang kalaban ko, nanalo akong 31 million eh. Oh. So, you're a surplusage, surplusage sa aking administration, so to speak. Kaya natatawa yung babae kay Trillanes. Alam mo, Sunny Boy, with due respect, I still consider you as my friend kasi I gave up something for you. Doon ka na lang mag-concentrate. Kasi malayo ka sa survey kay Along
Caloocan.
Along Malapitan. Mag-concentrate ka doon. Kasi you are way behind in the survey. Huwag ka na makisali sa national. Unang-una, magkikisali ka, hindi ka rin naman kukunin na kandidato for senator dahil, of course, you're far from the survey. So, I think your best bet is to land number 3 in the mayorship in Caloocan. Number 3, tapos magsikap ka. Baka makapanalo ka pa sa susunod na election. But not right now. Along Malapitan is way ahead of you. So, yun lang po ang ano. Now, ito po may sinasabi ang ating dating Pangulo.
Justice Carpio, sabihin ko sa iyo, if China would decide to erect a naval base there in the island nearest us, can you stop it? Ano mo yung Supreme Court ruling mo dyan? Papel lang yan, idiot. It cannot stop a war. Hindi nadadala ito sa salita. We presidents, at one time or another, had that solemn duty, sacred duty, to protect the Filipino people. Ikaw, yung theories mo, baka scholar ka pa dyan. Huwag mo ako mapabilib, kilala kita, taga Davao kayo. Maaga ka lang ng political connection, kaya ka naging justice. Bulahin mo ako. Yan ang totoo. Madali kasi ito sila magsabi that we should insist. And if China would say no, you cannot insist, what can you do? Justice Carpio, answer me.
So, yun po, this is related, ito pong sinasabi ng ating dating Pangulo. Ito po ay may kinalaman doon sa pinag-discuss natin sa isang episode natin. Yung hinihikayat natin si Marcos. Na yung sinasabi po niya na there was willful, deliberate act of aggression by China. Ito na yung related dito sa sinasabing ni Duterte. What can we do? Kung gumana na yung kanilang poder, kanilang kakayahan sa gera, kakayahan as a power, may magagawa ba tayo? Kaya nga umatras yung buntot. Pero sana may nagsasabi na kung napasubo na tayo, ipapairal natin ang katapangan ng Pilipino. Kasi nabugbog at nasaktan ang ating mga sundalo. Kung talagang sinasabi ng ating gobyerno na sasaklolo ang Amerika, di, pakita natin na girahin na natin ang China. Total, sinasabi naman ni Marcos, there is an ironclad relation between the United States and America.
Come on down.
Farther than that, ginastos niya ang pera ng bayan, nagpunta siya sa Germany, nagpunta siya sa Australia, nagpunta siya sa ibang parte ng Europe, nangangalap ng support. O, yan, mayroon ka palang support. O, bakit hindi ka mag-umpisa? Hindi naman gagalaw yung mga countries na yan kung hindi mo umpisahan ang gera eh. O, ayan. O. You already mentioned that we are in an act of war, state of war. Kasi there was a deliberate and willful aggression na saktan ang ating mga kababayan. Pero wala. So, yun ang reality. Hindi natin kaya. Yun ang sinasabi ni Digong. Kung magtayo ang China dyan, magtayo kung ano, saan-saan, may magagawa ba tayo? That's exactly why pinalabas namin yung statement ni Duterte na yun. To put relevance into this current discussion. At saka yung comedy ng dalawang opisyal dyan by the name of Executive Secretary Bersamin on the one hand and Gibo Chodoro on the other hand.
Parang nababaliktad ang narrative eh. Dahil hindi ba dapat natin tanungin Secretary? Kung may magagawa ba si Marcos laban sa pagbubuyo ng Estados Unidos na sumapaw tayo sa gera? Baliktarin natin yung yung logic. Kasi si Duterte, naamin niya na hanggang dito lang tayo sa China. Bakit ito? Ikaw ba hanggang saan ka with the US?
At saka Duterte...
Forever ka ba?
Paring Ado.
At bakit?
Duterte is accepting the reality.
Precise.
Yung diniscuss natin, yung mga statements dati ng mga head, ng mga state secretary of state ng Amerika, Henry Kissinger, yung mga sumusunod.
Hillary Clinton.
Ano bang pinagsasabi? Kaya si Duterte is very pragmatic because these people, itong mga American officials, have been saying all along that they will look the other way when the time comes na magkakaroon ng girian dyan. They will not. Furthermore, kung mapakinggan natin yung dating statement ni Ginoong Marcos Sr. doon sa United Nations, what did he say? Sinabi na po ni Marcos Sr. When he was interviewed, sabi niya, while we are dying, wala pa yung MDT na yan. Dinideliberate pa sa Congress yan, sa Senate.
Naku, minaalala ko, Secretary. Itong si Ranhilio Aquino, may nilabas sa Inquirer kahapon yata, na sa pag-uusap ng defense ng US at defense ng Pilipinas, gumawa sila ng agreement at that level, na kasama na ang South China Seas sa mga so-called metropolitan area. Tapos, pinapedal na nila ngayon yan.
Paano naman yan, kailangan ng ng batas ng House and Senate?
Kailangan ng ratification yan ng both parties.
It's an amendment. It's an amendment of the Mutual Defense Treaty. Paano naman magagawa yan by mere talks between the DFA and the State Department of the United States?
Baka si Gibo at si Austin na lang ang nag-agree dyan.
Pero that's void.
Wala yan.
Kaya sasabihin lang ng US.
False alarm.
Yung sabihin lang ng US, sorry hindi namin kasi kalaban ng China nagpaguyo kayo sa amin Sinasabihan na kayo ng mga taong bayan yun na huwag kayong maniniwala sa amin Naniwala kayo. Ngayon may actual na gera. Hindi kami nyo pwedeng hikayatin dyan. Kaibigan namin ang China. Malaki ang aming deal sa China. Napakalaki ang aming economic transactions with them.
which is what Kurt Campbell of the State Department of the U.S. told Washington Post yesterday.
No.
Na hindi, we're not in a position to handle this. Kaya peace muna tayo, peace.
No. Pati si Egoy, what's the name of the guy?
Austin.
Sabi, diplomatic muna tayo, huwag muna tayong gera. Agad-agad.
We cannot deal with hypothetical
Yeah, we
situation.
cannot deal with hypothetical situation. So, everything points to the fact na halos lahat na tao with sober minds and with good intellect are always saying, wag naman. Pero, nakatanggap na yata. Nasa Swiss account na yata eh. Hindi na maaawat, paring Ado.
Nadulas
Hindi
yata
na
si
maaawat.
Secretary.
Ha? Nandoon na eh. Ha? Oh.
Nakapag, down payment.
Oo.
Ha?
Anyway, even with this, hindi na nga niya na-settle itong problema natin with China. Mayroong gumuguho na isang problema ngayon ng ating bansa. Itong pagdaos or pagpunta ng mga Pilipino na patriot sa United Nations. Yung mga nagpoprotesta, yung isa niyan, ikaw nag-introduce, yung kaibigan mo, si, anong
Arnedo
pangalan?
Valera.
Arnedo Valera, nung pinag-usapan natin yan in-introduce mo kay, sino bang,
Kay Vic Rodriguez.
pinasa mo kay Vic Rodriguez at,
Kaya humakbang sila.
humakbang ka agad ang hakbang para kunin si Arnelio, pero ikaw ang namumuno niya na kasi kaibigan mo. But without much ado on that, these people,
Are
na mga
now moving.
Pilipino, are now moving and protesting sa United Nations. They wrote the general, the Secretary General Gonzales to cause the investigation of very clear human right violation of what happened to the KOJC in Davao and the harassment and pambababoy ng state forces.
Special Action Force pa.
Oo.
2 batalyon. To
And
arrest one
without
person.
search warrant. Hurting and
May arrest warrant pero walang search warrant.
hurting the SEC members, KOJC. So, yan. So there is now two ICC at saka itong United Nations. I'm sure the UN will address this problem. So yun po mga kababayan, yung ating kababayan na si Attorney Arnedo Valera is the guy that is moving our people towards protecting the interests of the Filipino people. Yun po ang nangyayari.
Watch the video.
Let's watch the video.
Our gathering be peaceful, not disrupted, and our grievances be addressed.
Nandito ngayon sa tapat ng United Nations headquarters ang grupo ng hakbang na Maisog USA at Sara Duterte supporters dito sa New York upang ipaabot ang kanilang pagprotesta kaugnay sa nagaganap na tensyon sa politika sa Pilipinas.
Nagpahayag ng galit, pagkadismaya at pagkabahala para sa kinabukasan ng Pilipinas sa isang prayer rally ang mga Pinoy at PhilAm sa United Nations headquarters dito sa New York. Habang nakasuot ng puting kamiseta, iwinagayway ang watawat ng Pilipinas at may dalang mga karatula na puno ng kanilang mga mensahe.
We are here, behind us is the United Nations, because we want their intervention to our country. This is about awareness, na malaman sa buong bayan natin sa buong Pilipinas, kahit saan sa mundo na ito, tayong Pilipino, dapat mahalin ang Pilipinas, lalo na ngayon. We are in a wrong government right now. Okay?
Kaya naman ang international human rights lawyer at hakbang ng maisog president ng USA na si Rev at Attorney Arnedo Valera ay sumulat direkta kay UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres upang magpetisyon para sa immediate international inquiry sa mga sistematikong paglabag sa karapatang pantao ng Administrasyong Marcos Jr. itong mga nakaraang buwan.
Dear Secretary General Guterres, the subject is petition for immediate international inquiry into systematic human rights violations by the Philippine government.
Dinadala namin ngayon itong ginagawang pang-aabuso ng kapangyarihan ng ating kapulisan. Kasama na ang Philippine government kasi silang nagbigay ng basbas dyan sa United Nations, no? At kami ay gumawa ng isang matapang na liham na address kay Secretary General ng United Nations si Antonio Guterres.
Ang isang malaking bahagi ng liham ay tumutugon sa pagkabahala ng maisog sa paggamit ng labis na puwersa ng iba't ibang tauhan ng pulisya at militar na sabay-sabay ding idineploy sa 4 na Kingdom of Jesus Christ o KOJC compound madaling araw ng Hunyo 10, 2024. Ipinupunto sa liham na ang hindi proporsyonal na paggamit ng sandatahang lakas ay lumalabag sa kalayaan sa relihiyon ng bawat miyembro ng KOJC at nagdudulot ng pagkabalisa, takot at kalituhan sa mga misyonaryo ng KOJC, kabilang ang mga kababaihan at mga bata.
The inquiry can help prevent the abuses, the human rights abuses, especially the abuses they are doing to the KOGC, the Kingdom of Jesus Christ. They went without a proper legal paper, and then a battalion of soldiers went into the premises of KOGC. That's a grave violation of human rights.
Bukod sa reklamo ng harassment sa ngalan ng KOJC, tinutugunan din ng liham ang lumalalang paghigpit sa malayang pananalita, mapayapa at malayang pagtitipon para sa mga kilusan tulad ng mga rally ng maisog.
We also call for the resignation of President Marcos Jr., whose governance has led our nation towards the brink of war and jeopardized the safety and well-being of its citizens. It is time for a leadership that prioritizes peace, justice, and prosperity of all Filipinos.
What the other countries who are in wars now are suffering, like Ukraine. You see Zelensky? He is very healthy and very robust. I mean, nothing is happening to him, but his people are dying. So that would happen to the Philippines. The Marcos family will be okay, but the Filipino people will be suffering.
Sana itong presidente natin ngayon, alam ko mahirap na siya magbago, pero sana pinakamaganda para sumaya ang buong Pilipinas. Mag-resign na siya, kasama niya yung asawa niya. At saka itong mga nambudol sa atin na mga nagnanakaw sa gobyerno, tigilan na. Magkaroon na kayo ng konting puso, konting kaluluwa.
Mula sa isang maliit na kilusan para sa kapayapaan, pambansang seguridad at hustisya ay ngayon isa na itong hindi mapigilan na puwersa na binubuo ng mga ordinaryong Pilipinong nagmamahal sa lupang tinatawag nilang tahanan.
Mr. President, oo, sinisigaw ng marami na mag-step down na kayo. You're already going into your 2 years. If you could still work it out, please, tulungan yung mga Pilipino at tuparin nyo ang mga pangako nyo sa Pilipino. Tama na mo ng biyahe, Mr. President.
Isinusulong ng Maisog USA at Sara Duterte supporters ng New York ang pagkakaroon ng transparency and accountability sa pamahalaan ng Pilipinas na siyang nais ng bawat Pilipino na saan mang panig sa mundo. Nag-uulat mula dito sa New York, ako si Abel Belara, ang inyong citizen correspondent, SMNI News, USA.
Actually, Secretary, simula pa lang yan. May nagpaplano na sila ng schedule ng lobby sa US Legislature
Yes.
Sa Capitol Hill at saka sa mga state legislature ng mga
Saka magbago
different
din,
states.
magbago din ito lahat because you'll never know. Baka si Donald Trump ang manalo. Ibang direction ng Donald Trump eh. Ito si Biden ka-deal na ni Marcos ito eh. With due respect.
Baka pumalit si Biden, sabihin ni Donald Trump, say what? Say what? Itatanggi nung may magandang hairdo. Nangako ang US what ironclad are you talking about? Say what? Ayan, ang problema dyan.
Okay? So, huwag kalimutan ang ating programa.
Huwag kalimutan mag-subscribe dito sa Iparas Kay Paras at i-click ang notification bell at mag-subscribe na rin kayo sa YouTube at Ano Panglinawan. Secretary?
Iparas Kay Paras.